Alright, Panther fans, so welcome to another video here where I go over one of the Florida Panther players, talk a little bit about what they did last season and how they can improve. Before we get started, please make sure to continue to hit that like button. It's really helping. I really appreciate that. Also, real quick here, I opened up the membership section here on YouTube. For those of you who are already on the Patreon, you're used to what I'm doing. I'm going to be adding a little bit more to that, but you don't have to join both. If you're on the Patreon, you don't have to join the YouTube membership. I'm going to make sure that everybody, whichever one you join, everybody gets the same content. Now, I'm going to make a video this week explaining everything about that. So, Owen Tippett. All right, full disclosure here. I'm not going to use any statistics today with the exception of, obviously, 7 goals, 11 assists last season. So, everybody knows, let's just be honest here. I have a special place in my heart for Owen Tippett for whatever reason, okay? I like the fact that he has worked himself into the player that he is. Obviously, he's a high pick. We have expectations, but it took him a while to round out, to fill out physically, number one, and number two, to round out the, his full game. Not just being an offensive player, but being able to play defensively sound, which he really has worked and improved on that. Now, last season, if you watch my recaps, you know that over and over I was pounding the pavement for Owen Tippett to get into the top 6 with the same line mates and stay there. And we're seeing a lot of comments about he looks lost out there. He looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. And I didn't necessarily disagree, but my point was that put him with the same guys for more than a game at a time. Grenville, as we know, likes to shuffle those lines up, but that doesn't work for every single player. A guy like Duclair, who I talked about yesterday, that works for him. Put him wherever, and he's the same player. With Tippett, as soon as he got into the top 6 with the same guys every night, boom. All right, he improved significantly, including, looking like he belonged out there. Now, the things that I would like to see him improve upon and expand upon. First of all, being a little bit more tenacious, being a little bit more aggressive with the play. There's no doubt that until towards the end of the season and in the playoffs, where he actually had 4 points in the playoffs, he did look a little bit hesitant at times. It did look like there were times when he wasn't quite sure where to go, what to do. Now that's going to happen with a young player, but I also believe that was a big product of being on a different line with different guys every night and not really knowing his role. So I think the biggest thing that he can do to improve this season is to come out at camp and make it impossible for Quenneville to take him out of the top 6. That's what he needs to do, because he's got competition all over the place for that spot, okay? You could put Duclair there. You can make an argument for Hornquist. I've seen people thinking that Thornton's going to be up there. I don't really see that as a possibility, but don't discount for Toronto as well. He's got competition for that spot. So I think the best thing that he can do to get the opportunity to show what he can do and to improve is to come out in camp and absolutely blow the competition away. Make it no contest. That's the first thing. Now, as far as once he gets into the games, I think he needs to take a little bit more of a shoot-first mentality, all right? And there were times last year when you would see him actually go behind the net and fight for that puck, do a board, have a board battle and win the battle and shoot the puck out in front. I think he needs to do more of that. Continue getting bigger, continue to get stronger. Just keep doing what you've been doing, Owen. It's clearly working. The biggest complaint that I would have about him in terms of what he needs to improve upon, like I said, is being more aggressive. I think there's been a tendency to make one too many passes, and that seems to be something that don't get me started. We all know that the Panthers have a tendency as a team to make that one pass too many. And I think that's kind of rubbed off on Tippett. I don't know if that's his natural game or if he's seeing that and that's just kind of a team thing. But whatever the case may be, I think he just needs to shoot first a little bit more. One less pass from time to time. There were definitely opportunities where he had room to shoot, and he didn't take the shot. He'd try to thread one through to Huberdeau or Bennett, whoever he was on the line with that time. I think he needs to do a better job of shooting first when he has the opportunity. He's got a hell of a shot, all right? He's got a hell of a shot. He needs to use it more. The other thing is to continue to improve defensively, because I think with his shot, I would love to see him get an opportunity on the power play, okay? But he's going to have to be more certain, more decisive when he gets the puck. Quicker puck movement, all right? He's shown a ton of growth. He's shown a ton of growth. And I get the argument, One Bad Steve, I get the argument that, you know, why am I making the argument that Tippett should be in the top 6 and not Duclair? And the biggest thing for me is Duclair is going to be the same guy regardless of where you put him throughout the lineup, okay? Duclair at first, second, third line, whatever, like I said yesterday, wherever you put him, he's going to make stuff happen. With Tippett, he needs to be with good players, but those good players make him better, all right? I highly recommend and almost damn near demand Bennett with Huberdeau and Tippett. The three of them had great chemistry. You saw Bennett bring out the best in Huberdeau. You saw the two of those guys bring out the best in Tippett. I want that combination to stay. That's where camp is going to come into concern. Tippett absolutely has to blow Q away. You know, Q has that twitchy trigger finger with wanting to take guys out of the lineup that are young. And that's something that happened to Tippett last year. He got up into the top 6 a little bit. He had a couple of games where he didn't look great. Q called him, said he looked ordinary, and the next thing you know, Tippett was playing a game or two on the 4th line. It did not serve him well. He didn't start playing like himself again until he was back up into the top 6 with good players. Some guys are like that. Some guys can just come in and they're the guy that's going to drive the line, like a Duclair, like a Bennett, okay? Some guys are like Tippett, where you need him to be with other good players to bring the best out of him. So the best thing he can do to improve this season, to get the opportunity to play with those players, is come out at camp and just make it impossible. Make it impossible for Quenneville to put him somewhere else. And just keep improving the way that you have. He has done so much work compared to where he was when he first started coming into camp. He's just continued to improve and improve. And now I think the last step is him being able to stay with the same line mates, with good players. I don't think it'd be a good fit with him with Lundell. I think Lundell needs veteran wingers. That's just my take. So, and we'll get into that in other videos. So that was it. This one's short and sweet. I didn't want to make a whole big stink about the statistics and everything like that in this one, because there's not a lot to go by with Tippett. He basically had the one season. Just continue to improve and just make it impossible for coach to do anything but leave you there. That's what you got to do, kid. All right. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate all the support. I'm so ready for the season to start, okay? We've got so much coming up. The NFL stuff is going to start coming up. Development camp is coming up. Everything is happening this month. And then by October, we're just knee-deep in content all day, every day. So I appreciate the support. A couple videos coming out this weekend. I'm ready for games. I'm so ready for games.